Right, guys, we are live. It's Wednesday's Late Night Agenda. I am, of course, your host, Craig, and this is the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel. You are very welcome along to the show. The Late Night Agenda is your show. You let me know what you want to talk about. Liverpool related, non-Liverpool related, Christmas related, whatever the hell it is you guys want to talk about. We try and keep things on the Liverpool footing on here, but we're not always perfect. So there's a few things for us to get through tonight, guys. You can see the link there, or the images there around Insigne and stuff like that, and other players linked to Liverpool Football Club. We will, of course, have a chat about the game against Wolves coming up on Friday. I have a few more little bits and pieces as well, so we'll wait for the chat to fill up. I'm finally starting to get over this head cold that I've had, so feeling a little bit better, a little bit more normal. Matt, you're the first one in the chat, buddy. How are you? Great to have you with me. How are you feeling, mate? Looking forward to Christmas? Everything sorted? It's good in my house. All the chocolates are in, all the biscuits are in. I'm just waiting for the chat to fill up, mate, and then we will get going. We'll chat about Insigne first. As you can see there, mate, he has been linked to Liverpool Football Club. It feels weird talking to one person. There we go. Ben is in. I'm good, Ben. Thank you. How are you? Usually we've pre-scheduled the streams. There's more people in the chat, so it feels a little bit weird starting off and people just getting their notifications and people just coming on and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys probably watched the Spurs-Arsenal game as well. Arsenal, look, they were unbeaten for so long and now they're after losing 2 in a row. It doesn't take much to derail a club, does it? Easy Liverpool is in, Lars is in, Dylan is in. How the hell are we, guys? Brilliant, we're starting to fill up now. Scotty is in. How are you, sir? Lots of people coming in. Look, guys, we'll start about Lorenzo Insigne. As you can see, he's been linked to Liverpool Football Club. You're talking something around £58 million here with this link. I don't believe it, but we'll keep going on through it anyway. So Paddy Power had originally had him at, 15s to 1, something like that, 12 to 1. And the odds have been slashed on him because they're after receiving a load of bets on him joining Liverpool Football Club. There's a couple of things about this signing to me that just would not make any sense whatsoever. Can he be good enough to play for Liverpool? Absolutely. Wouldn't be my first choice, but the guy has talent. But where I kind of draw the line on this, and the reason I don't think there's any genuine interest from Liverpool is, and I could be wrong on this, maybe we're looking at a different tact, but it would be very unusual for Liverpool to sign somebody who's 27, heading for 28 years of age, for £58 million. It's a lot of money for somebody who you're not really going to get much sell on for in the future, or you're not going to be able to develop and increase that person's value. And I know some people are going to say, Craig, we're not that club anymore. But it's not a very, very FSG-like signing, is it? 27 for me would just be over the hill for what I'd consider Liverpool going in and making a big money signing. With a centre-back, maybe it would be a little bit different because they can play a little bit longer. But maybe I'm looking at this completely the wrong way. Maybe I'm being far too negative here. He's still at 7 to 1 in the bookies. So for me, that kind of means it's still a little bit out there. But a couple of newspapers have ran with this story already. So he's somebody I've seen a lot of people mention before that they'd like at Liverpool Football Club. Obviously, there was lots of stuff around him when we were playing Napoli. I mean, that was only natural to happen. Matt said, I don't believe that Insigne will join us. Neither do I, pal. Neither do I. He still has 4 years left on his Napoli contract. So it's not like the Pulisic situation, for instance, where it's running down and clubs are looking to kind of hover over and get him out. 58 million, geez, he better be good for a price like that, said Ben. I suppose, what is 58 million though these days, Ben? I'm starting to lose any type of recognition of what money is when it comes to football. What's 58 million now? What does 58 million get us anymore? I don't know, pal. It's gone crazy. And seeing you to Liverpool, where the fuck did that come from? Said Christopher. It's in a few papers today. I think it's the Star, the Mirror. Obviously, it was on the Liverpool site, but that was just on the Liverpool site because it's just the rumour section, not that Liverpool are posting about it. It's been in a few papers. It's been around a while, and I just don't believe it. I don't believe it, and I think we're going to see more and more of this type of crazy transfer rumour coming up as the January window approaches. People want clicks and stuff like that. The reason you see it in the title of our stream, and the reason that it's in quotations, is because it is a direct quote. It's a direct quote from a newspaper, and that's why we have it the way it is. We weren't trying to clickbait people in. That's just the way Connor decided to word the stream tonight. It's a load of bullshit, said Mossy Wossy. Pal, I'm with you 100%. Don't see it happening. But as you can see from the image there underneath Jurgen Klopp, which signing would you most like Liverpool to make in January if we were to make one? Would it be Pulisic, Fekir, Insigne, Dembele? Is there somebody else you'd like to see the club bring in? I'm really, really interested to know your thoughts. Fortnite, yes pal, this is an actual rumour. It's not just something we made up. I don't believe it, I have to say that, buddy, but it is a real rumour. A real rumour. That's a strange sentence in itself, isn't it? It is a genuine rumour. It's a genuine maybe. Even Craig appears we were signing Uncle Tom Cobby. I don't know what that means, pal. I don't know what Uncle Tom Cobby means, but you know what? I'll have him. Can he play centre back? Can he cover a full back? If we get Insigne, he can't play Champions League for us, said Jack. Mate, I don't think he'll be coming. I honestly don't. And what are the rules around Champions League? Was that changed? Remember, it used to be if you played for one club, you can't play for another club, or was that just in the Europa League and it was different in the Champions League? I remember something happening with Arsenal last year. Was it when they got Mkhitaryan or Aubameyang or something like that? I think they did change the rules though, buddy. I could be wrong. There's people much better placed than me to give you that information. He'll never leave Napoli. He's a local lad, mate. I get you. I'm with you. I agree 100%. He's Napoli through and through. I don't think that Lorenzo Insigne would ever join Liverpool, and I don't particularly want him at Liverpool. Is he a good player? Yes, but I think we could get a lot better for that position. And the age thing as well. 27. It's not a very Liverpool signing. And on that age thing, do you think I'm completely wrong about this? Do you think I'm just being too naive? Will Liverpool go out and pay top money for somebody who's 27, 28 years of age? I mean, we've seen it done in the past with other clubs. Manchester United, for instance, went and bought Robin Van Persie, and he came in and gave them 2 fantastic years. And he was, I think, 28, something like that, 29 years of age when they got him. Insigne would be good, but I haven't really believed these rumours, said Louis. And you're right not to. I always say to you guys, when you see rumours like this, just assume that they're bullshit until proved otherwise. Until you see the likes of James Pearce maybe reporting the interest, maybe Joyce, Melissa Reddy, a few more journalists that we actually believe or we know have good intentions anyway. Let's go, another 100 likes, guys, said Breadsticks, please do. The streams are absolutely flying lately. Last night's Late Night Agenda has just passed 1,500 views, which is awesome. The stream we did with Mr. Goldbridge has, I think, nearly hit 5,000 views, something like that, which is great. As you can see there from the subscriber numbers, we've just passed 6,100. And we were only just celebrating hitting 6k, and we've done another 100 since that, so you guys are absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough for everything you're doing for the channel and all the support you're showing us. It means the world to Connor, myself, and of course all of you guys in the chat. And not just that, the Discord group is flying. The Instagram account, which is at Anfield Agenda, as you can see there as well. Follow us, Twitter and Instagram. It's just at Anfield Agenda. They're flying. So thank you to Kev for taking care of that one as well. And Connor is working his ass off at this time of the year. We're doing a little bit of a redesign. We're possibly looking at our logo. I don't know what you guys think of our logo. I've never actually asked for your opinions on our logo. I probably should have. It's just it was something we did so long ago that I probably never got around to it. But Connor, we're looking at redesigning that logo. Myself and Connor are throwing around a few ideas at the minute. Sounds like an agent going fishing, said Ray. Pal, I'm with you. It does. It just sounds like a clickbait story to me. What about this new kit deal rumour? Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, or even Air Jordan? Well, look, the Jordan thing, you have to go with Nike. If you go with Nike, then the Jordan thing is, maybe part and parcel. We've seen PSG do it, and look, I don't want Liverpool fucking about with stuff like that, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of rumours around this whole Nike deal, perhaps. I was aware that we had at least one more year left on the New Balance deal. Now, there has been situations before where clubs have bought themselves out of these deals or paid a penalty clause. I don't know what the situation is with Liverpool. I can say from my own personal opinion, I'm happy with New Balance. I don't like Nike football shirts. Not that I've never owned one, not that I'd never buy one. I like Adidas. I like Under Armour there, as Dirty Girl has said. I love New Balance. I know a lot of people haven't been fans of the New Balance stuff, but I love the shirts, I love the training gear, I love the trainers. And I think they're not only are they nice enough looking, they're good quality stuff. Some of the Adidas and Nike stuff, it just feels really cheap, and the price are more expensive as well for the fans. You guys know what they're three jerseys a season. If you've got a couple of kids as well, or your missus likes the shirts, you want to get some training, it doesn't cost long before you're in 300-400 quid. I think Ousmane Dembele would cost a load of money, said Louis. He would, because Barca are going to want to recoup most of the 140 odd million quid they paid for him. get Coutinho back no matter the cost, said bad guitarist. That's just not going to happen, pal. And I'm a believer in not bringing people back as well, but look, I'm just a stubborn old fucker, so don't mind me on that one. Stephen Taggart, there is a link in there from Stephen Taggart. Now, you guys know Stephen, he's one of the regulars, he's been here since the start. Himself and Louise are great supporters of the channel. Stephen's doing a dry January for Cancer Research UK, so there's a link there if anybody wants to support Stephen in that one. Please do click on that link, and all the details are there. And you can support Stephen, and of course all money goes to Cancer Research UK, so very good cause. We're always happy, guys, to shout out stuff like this for people. You guys do so much for us, we appreciate it. If there's ever anything like that we can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Stephen just contacted me by email earlier on and asked could he put the link in, and I said, look pal, of course you can. We're a community on here, guys, and when people are doing good things like Stephen is doing, and other people as well, there's lots of people raising money for lots of good causes. We are always happy to help on here if we can in any small way. Of all those possible signings, would warm our bench nicely. To be fair, that would be like, imagine two of them coming in would be very, very nice. Not going to happen, but we can dream, can't we? Eganito said City got Burton in the League Cup. I didn't see the fucking draw, but I said to myself earlier on, I guarantee those shites are gonna get the handy draw. Schalke in the Champions League and Rotherham in the FA Cup, so there's therefore brown envelopes being passed around. What I would say though is the Champions League, they won their group, so that did give them in theory an easier tie, so I wouldn't worry about that one. The brown envelopes thing though, I mean, it just sometimes when shit's going your way, pal, it just goes your way, doesn't it? I mean, look at us, we're on a bit of a roll at the minute as well. I don't know what to say. Obviously the talk would be around them doing the fucking quadruple until they get knocked out of the Champions League, and they'll probably win a cup this year because they've such a good squad, you know. It would be strange for them not to. We need Fekir, said Liverpool legend. Maybe FSG are changing their stance on signing players, which of course, Christopher, could well be the case, mate. All those possible signings would warm our bench. Koulibaly, said DJMC. Look, we can dream, and that man he's a man mountain and a fantastic defender, but all signs point to Manchester United going to throw a shit ton of cash at Napoli to try and secure Koulibaly for them. We don't need to spend that type of money on a centre back at this moment in time, and that kind of leads me in to have a little bit of a chat, and we can go back, of course, guys. I know I've missed some comments, but we're talking about centre backs at the minute. I wanted to take a second to have a little chat about a young man that a couple of people mentioned to me over the last few days, so I've done a little bit of research on him. Young Ki-Jana Hoover. For those of you who aren't aware, he's a young guy, 16 years of age, a Liverpool signed from Ajax. I don't know when the paperwork went through. It's been fairly recently, in the last couple of months, I think. So he signed anyway, and in theory he's a right back, but he's impressed so much since he's came that he's even been played at centre back. And he played for the Reds in the UEFA Youth League recently as well. And he's impressed the club so much that he's already started to train with Jurgen Klopp's first team. So the guy's only 16 years of age, and he's known all over the world as an amazing talent. I'm just looking through the list of clubs here that were looking to bring him in before Liverpool signed him. Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Barcelona, and a few other top European clubs looking to bring this young guy in before Liverpool got the deal done. Now at 16 years of age, it's very unlikely we're going to see him making his bow in the Champions League or anything for Liverpool anytime soon. But we have to think about these things when we're talking about future signings. So Mr. DJMC put in Koulibaly, and of course Koulibaly is a wonderful footballer. But when you have young players like that coming through, when you have Nat Phillips, when you have Connor Masterson and other kids that are just on the verge of making it towards the first team, you can't continuously block their way. We brought in Virgil van Dijk. Thank God we did. He's been amazing. We've got Joel Matip there, who I think will probably move on eventually. Well, sooner rather than later. Just a hunch, by the way. Nothing concrete on that one. I could be completely wrong. We've got Dejan Lovren, and of course we've got Joe Gomez. So that's 4 centre-backs at the club, as well as the youth coming through, and then this young kid, young Hoover as well. That's why I don't really want us to be bringing in any more centre-backs. A utility full-back could possibly be the case. We spoke about Clyney being linked to Fulham and being linked to, who was it, Cardiff City. Now Clyney's after coming in last week from a long time out, and he put in a tremendous performance against Manchester United. Completely surprised me. Did not expect him to be as good as he was. Didn't surprise Jurgen Klopp, by the sounds of it. Klopp said that Clyney, he spoke very highly of Clyney. So where are we at this moment in time with transfers? What actually do we need? Well, I think we need one thing. I look at the youth system, I look at the players available to Klopp, and then I go, shit, you know what, maybe we actually don't. Creativity seems to be something that we all agree on, I think. Whether we think we need a centre-back, a utility full-back or whatever it is, creativity seems to be the order of the day, which is why we've put those 4 players on the image underneath Jurgen Klopp there. Pulisic, Fekir, Insigne and Dembele, and they're just 4 players that we pick because we've been linked to them most recently. But of course there's many other players out there around Europe that Jurgen Klopp could look at, and I'd love to know some more suggestions or some more links that you guys have seen us to that we've missed out on, because I do love a fucking transfer chat, guys. I really do love talking about transfers. What's this? Amazing. Just had a 3-minute ad. Watched it all for you. You are an absolute legend, Finlay, sir. An absolute legend. So thank you for that one. A 3-minute ad. Jesus. I didn't think there was such a thing on here, mate. I'm not going to lie. A 3-minute ad. You're a star, Finlay. Thank you. Insigne has 4 years left in his Napoli deal. He'll cost a hell of a lot of money. He will indeed. The number being mentioned was £58 million. I don't think Napoli would sell for that. I mean, surely if somebody was to come in from now, he'd be worth more than that, would he? Surely he would. I think Ousmane Dembele will cost a lot of money. Absolutely. Craig, do you think we'll do any business in the January transfer window? No, Tony, unfortunately, is my honest answer. No, but yes. That sounds so strange. I don't see us bringing in a player into the club in January. I see us perhaps getting something done for the summer. And the obvious one there would be Pulisic. And I know I keep saying this, that I know I'm probably wrong, but that's all I can think of. I think there was an interview with Jurgen Klopp recently where he said it would take something extraordinary to happen for him to do business this January. And look, you can't believe everything that comes out of a manager's mouth with regards to transfers, because they don't want to give too much away. But looking at his history, he isn't really somebody that likes to go big in January that I can remember. See, we have more subs, said Stephen Richards. We certainly do. It's up at 6106 now, still ticking along nicely. And thank you, by the way. I've got loads of messages this week saying that I hope I get over this head cold that I have. So thank you. It's finally passing, as is everybody else's in my house. Good news as well. The Cookie Monster onesie. We mentioned this before. The Cookie Monster onesie arrived today. So myself and Lucas had a good time playing around in our Cookie Monster onesies. I'm trying to find, I've got a photo here. So look, just in case you guys think I'm lying. There we are, myself and Lucas in our little onesies today, messing around on the sofa. And I might get it on for a stream at some point, you never know. Couldn't wear it tonight because with the head cold and the way I'm feeling and the heat in that thing, I would just melt. I think it's Nike, said Stephen Richard. Red men think it's Nike, excuse me. I don't know. I'm completely out of the loop on this kit thing, I have to say. I haven't even seen anything on my timeline on Twitter about it. Okay, loads of comments, right? I'm going to go back in now and go through as many of these as I can because I appreciate you guys taking the time to put them in. Craig, don't give a fuck who makes our kit if we win the league. I'm with you, pal. I'm with you. But it'd be nicer if it was Adidas. Let's be honest, Stephen. It would be nicer. Koulibaly's a great defender, but will never suit our system. He can't pass the ball. Sound, and thanks again, lad, said Damien. Don't change the logo, it's really nice, said Maine. Thank you. I like it as well, but do you know, the reason we were thinking of changing it is when you look at that logo, without looking at it really close up and reading the Anfield agenda, but when you look at it, it doesn't scream Liverpool. There's nothing there looking at that makes you think it's Liverpool related, and that's where me and Connor are thinking about tweaking it a little bit. And we don't want to give away our ideas, but Connor's working on it at the minute and it's looking good. But like everything else, that logo, for instance, I know it looks really simple and straightforward, but that took us about 2 weeks of going back and forth before we were finally happy with that one. With a name like Hoover, he should play sweeper. Does anybody fucking play sweeper anymore, actually? Now that you've mentioned it, Stephen, Is that a position that's still used in world football? Because when I was growing up, and I know that was back in the old days, a sweeper was a system that was used quite a lot. No negativity on Insigne, just choose your player we need to sign. Dejan Hoover is the same age as me, said Furno. There you go, mate. Same age as you, and he's doing bits for Liverpool. I mean, I won't say about your story with the toaster, pal, but, you know, there's levels here. You know we love you, Furno, but there's levels. I hope you sign Pulisic or Fekir, but I really don't think we'll sign anyone. Dejan Hoover is only 1 month older than me. If you're good enough, you're old enough, said Christopher. Lovren is suspect, said Fadley. Is he though? Is he? Can we take a moment to have this discussion about Dejan Lovren? If you asked me this question a year ago, Fadley, I would have agreed. I would have said absolutely. But I think in the last year he's grown as a player. He's matured a lot. Playing alongside Virgil van Dijk has done wonders for him. Has he still got a mistake in him? Everybody has. So I don't think it's fair for me to say no. But you'd have to agree, surely, that he's improved in the last year. Got to a Champions League final, as is the rest of our players, of course. Got to a World Cup final with Croatia. He's done really, really, really well. And I don't think he's a suspect as some people believe. What I believe is that a lot of the time we see a player and we judge the player and we make our opinion on that player and we're never willing to reevaluate. I've done it with players in the past. I'm absolutely guilty of this, so I'm not just saying other people do it. But you look at a player when he comes in or for his first year, and then we just go, no, he's shit. And we never look at him with fresh eyes and reevaluate. Now, I'm not saying Dejan Lovren is the best thing since sliced bread. But what I'm saying is I don't think he is the defender people remember him as being. I think he's improved massively. Still wouldn't be my first choice, by the way. Gomez would be my first choice to partner Van Dijk. But I think Dejan Lovren is very, very good. I think he's a very high level defender. One thing that did shock me though, and somebody drew this to my attention, you guys know that I've constantly talked about Joel Matip being injury prone. Well, somebody led me to some stats that show that, you know, Dejan Lovren is quite injury prone as well. And again, that was my fault because I looked at this and just assumed that Joel Matip was more injury prone. And he may well be, but my perception was that Dejan Lovren was nowhere near as injury prone, but he is. So it just goes to show sometimes our perceptions aren't really reality. And I looked at the Lovren situation with the goal again, or not the goal, the chance for Milik for Napoli, and a lot of people immediately pointed the finger at Dejan Lovren there. And whilst he was caught a little bit ball watching, yes, there was a few other things around that situation that I went over at the time. One, Fabinho missed a clear header. 2, 3 Liverpool players went up for a header against one Napoli player and none of them won the ball. And lastly, of course, if any Napoli player had have touched that ball, Milik would have been offside. None of that negates the fact that Lovren was kind of ball watching, or he did at least switch off. But it wasn't only his fault. But if you go onto social media, everybody and their fucking dog were pointing the finger at Lovren. Nobody was saying anything about Fabinho. Nobody was saying anything about Van Dijk, and both of them missed time in the jump because they're players that we all like. So the agenda was completely against Dejan Lovren. And what else we got? Away goal for Bayern Munich, says Fadley. We're going to beat Bayern Munich. I mean, let's be fair. We're better than Bayern Munich. I love saying that, by the way. It's great to say that. And I say that fully believing what I'm saying. That's how good I think we are. And I've said this many times in the past 2 days. I have the utmost of respect for Bayern Munich. I won't talk down about them. They're a fantastic club. Dejan Hoover has been training at Melwood with the main team at 16 years of age, which is some accomplishment. I know sometimes some players are brought up, but I think he's genuinely seen as somebody who will develop quickly. And we've spoken about De Ligt, and he looks like he might be going to Barcelona, and people have said how brilliant he is. Well, this young man could be every bit as good in the future for all we know. Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back. Our midfield is 2 stacked. Oxlade, Chamberlain, Gini, Milner, Keita, Fabinho, Lallana, Hendo. I feel like we're missing somebody in that list, by the way. Gini, Milner, Keita, Fabinho, Lallana, Hendo. We still looking at that list though, Tonic, and I agree with you, there's a lot of players there, especially for 3 positions, but there's still room for a wide forward or a 10. And I know technically they might be forwards, but Yeah, look, that's a great midfield. There's no two ways about that. Are we missing somebody in that list? My head's gone here. Genie Milner, no, I think that might be it. No offence, but why exactly do we need Insigne? He's either apparently better than Mane or he's going to be what Shaqiri is, a super sub. Buddy, I am not saying we need Insigne, not for 1 second. I'm with you in agreement that I don't think he's the right player. Do we need another forward though? I think we do. We can't just say, oh, he doesn't replace, and I'm not talking about Insigne here, whoever we're talking about. We can't just say, oh, he doesn't replace Mane, he doesn't replace Salah, he doesn't replace Firmino. Because every single one of these players have to be rotated. And I've spent a good 2 hours today on social media going back and forth with people around my team selection for the game. A lot of people can't believe for 1 second that I wanted to drop Salah, Firmino or Mane for the game against Wolves. I say drop, that's very unfair of me. I mean rotate. I want Shaqiri to play somewhere across the front three, and I want us to rest one of Firmino, Salah or Mane. I don't care which one. I just think with the games coming thick and fast, rest them. And people say, but Craig, no, play them. It's Wolves away. Wolves have beaten this, and this, and they're a really good side, and they are a very good side. I have no disagreement to that whatsoever. But at the same time, we can't just say, oh, Newcastle at home are coming up, let's make 5-6 changes for that game. Because what if it doesn't work out? What if those 5-6 changes cause the team to completely stutter, and then we're praying, bring people on 70-75 minutes praying for a winner? I would much rather we make 2 changes against Wolves. And the changes that I suggested were to bring Gini Wijnaldum out and give him a rest, bring James Milner in and keep the midfield with Fabinho, Keita and Milner, and then rest one of the front three and put in Shaqiri. Because Shaqiri's a player I think most people believe deserve a chance at this point. Scored 2 against United. He's been a very good impact sub. So why not have faith in him and rest one of the front three? I don't think it weakens us in any way to rest one of the front three and bring Shaqiri in. Or to rest Gini Wijnaldum and give Milner a run out. For me, that's just a fair swap for swap. Just my opinion, and of course, who am I? I'm a nobody. I'm just a fan like everybody else. We don't need any more attackers. We really do, pal. Come on, be fair. Let's say Salah goes down with an injury tomorrow. What do? Pray that Daniel Sturridge makes it through the rest of the season. Play Shaqiri every single game. Origi and Solanke, I mean, there's a level drop there, let's be honest. Just my opinion though, Cod Lover. Again, you're entitled to yours, pal. Do we really need a big money midfielder when Oxlade-Chamberlain is on his way back? I don't know. No, I haven't got a clue. We were going to sign one in the summer. Klopp wanted to bring in Fekir, didn't work out. Maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe he's reevaluated. This is beautiful. This is all guesswork, but it's the fun of being on here and us chatting. And we all see things in different ways. So if I disagree with you on here, please don't feel that I'm trying to belittle your opinion. I absolutely am not. I try and respect everybody's opinion. And as I say time and time again, we're all just fans on here. None of us are experts. None of us have an opinion that's any more or less relevant to anybody else's. So please don't think if I disagree with you that I'm trying to undermine you. I really amn't. I'll try and be as respectful as I can. I always do. Luke said, Craig, sorry, couldn't be on the stream last night. I fell asleep, but I'm here tonight. How dare you sleep, Luke? The cheek of you getting some sleep. I mean, come on. Come on, buddy. You're better than that. No sleep. I said, I've only slept 3 hours in the past 2 days, by the way. I'm absolutely knackered. Craig, I don't think we need Insigne, but a good addition to the teams with Phantom Cross. Hashtag sign for Keir, said Codlover. Okay. Sam said, I've been hammering for a while about what Shea should be starting over Mane. Are you saying me Ojo? Is that what you're talking about, Sam? There's no way for me that Ojo should be starting over Sadio Mane, pal. My opinion on that is absolutely no way. But again, maybe I've read this wrong. Do you mean Shaq? Sorry, I think you mean Shaq. You wrote Shea, but I think you might mean Shaqiri. Shaqiri to start over Mane, yeah, I'd have no problem with that. Just for this game though. I don't want Mane rested permanently because I think Sadio Mane is an excellent player. Keane said, I know this is completely irrelevant, but I'd love to see Trent play as a centre mid for a game, see how he deals against attackers, play him as a centre mid and Clynie as a right back. Anybody else agree? He played there last season for one game, if memory serves correct, Keane, towards the end of the season, And I think, was that Watford or something? He played in one game, if memory serves me correct, but I could be wrong. Now, we know that that's a position that he originally did play. When he was coming through, he played as a centre mid. I would still like to see him at right back, mate. I just think he could be a very good centre mid, but he's an even better right back. And if we ever move to a back three, him wide right in that system, for me, would be brilliant. But I don't think you're the only one who suggested that, by the way. I think a few people will be thinking along similar lines to yourself. Rather rest against Newcastle than away to Wolves. City drop points. That's the thing, though. People are just hearing me say, take out one of the front three, and heads are going. I'm not really saying rest too much, though. Would you agree that if I take out Mane and put Shaqiri in, that's almost a like for like in terms of quality at this moment in time? Would you agree that if I took out Gini Wijnaldum and put in James Milner, again, you're not too far away from being a like for like swap? So I don't really think it's resting, or it's resting too much, mate. That's why I suggested those two changes. It's not like I'm saying put in Dominic Solanke and take out Mo Salah, and put in Adam Lallana and take out Keita. They'd be suggestions where I could understand people going, Jesus, there's a bit of a drop off in talent there. Are we expecting Grujic back for next year? Didn't his manager say he was the best midfielder Hertha Berlin have had in 20 years? Yeah, he's getting lots of praise over there in Germany. And again, another player who we haven't spoken much of, Joe, so that's a very good show. He could be another superstar. And this is why I'm saying Liverpool's youths are brilliant. The younger players we have coming through are doing very, very well. We've got him, and we've got Ben Woodburn, who was back at Liverpool, we spoke about because he picked up an injury. I'm not sure if his loan move at Sheffield United is going to continue, but that's, we're going to have to wait and see. We've obviously got Harry Wilson, who's doing really well at Derby. We had Ojo, I think, or was it Ojo or Ajaria, Ajaria come back from Rangers. We've got the kids we spoke about, Nathaniel Phillips, with Camacho, Masterson, the goalkeeper, Queven Kelleher, and lots of other players out on loan as well. So we have some good young players, and this is without even mentioning Ryan Brewster, of course. Callum Wilson could be a good backup, plus he's English. I knew there's as soon as one English player starts doing well in the league, I knew you could have him linked to every English club, and I can't deny that he's doing well. He is. He was very unlucky with injury last year. It's so tough to judge an English player, though, in the Premier League, because you don't know if you're judging him and you're overhyping him because he's English, or if he really is as good as he seems to be. Watch United run around like lunatics this weekend. They're a disgrace. So happy this is happening to them, said John Downey. They brought in a manager that basically got Cardiff relegated for the rest of the season. It's craziness. I don't get it one bit. I think they're putting all their eggs in the basket that they're going to get Mauricio Pochettino at the end of the year. And if he does come in, I've got to be honest, hand on heart, if Pochettino went into United, I'd be a bit worried. I would be a little bit worried. I'd be worried that he's going to at least get them on the right footing and get more out of the players that are there. Yeah, I'd love to know your opinion on that one. And we don't want to spend too much time on United, of course, but if Pochettino did come in there at the end of the year, how would you feel about that for a United manager? Would it be somebody that would worry you? He hasn't won anything yet, which is something that we have to talk about. But at the same time, Klopp hasn't won anything at Liverpool. But you look at the progression under Jurgen Klopp and people say, oh, does he have to win a trophy? Perhaps soon. But Jurgen Klopp has brought this club on leaps and bounds, and that's what Pochettino has done at Spurs as well. Is there a Discord group for this channel? There is indeed, Fadley. I'm not sure if it is in the link of the stream notes, but somebody will post it in there for you, pal. Can somebody perhaps tag Fadley in there and put the Discord link in for him, please? What else we got? Liverpool still have some dead wood in our squad that needs to be replaced. Yes, there's definitely players we could move on, pal. 100% players we could move on. Personally, I would move on. Well, Sturridge is going at the end of the year anyway. I'd move on Origi. I'd loan out Solanke. And again, there's been more links today, by the way, around Solanke. He's been linked with Rangers and he's been linked with Crystal Palace. And we touched on that a little bit yesterday. I support Man United. There you go, mate. I'd love to know your opinion on the managerial situation. We spoke about it a little bit earlier on. Chamberlain is due to come the last couple of games of the season. Yeah, look, we're going to have to write this season off for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. If whatever we get out of him is a bonus, we should be, hopefully, fingers crossed, we have him back, raring to go, 100% fit for next season, and it will be like a new signing. Who's that French guy we've been linked with from PSG? Oh, you're just wanting me to say his fucking name again, aren't you? Ouar. I think that's the guy's name. That's the way I pronounce it anyway. Craig, that onesie is coming on for the Newcastle game, said Stephen Richards. It might do. It might do, pal. I told you I'd whack it out at one stage, the old onesie. Maybe I need to do a few sit-ups and a bit of running around the block to lose a few pounds, because when I was wearing the onesie, I looked like the reserve Teletubby. That's what I looked like in that onesie. Mourinho's better than Klopp. Better win percentage, more trophies at United. No, he isn't. It's as simple as that, Manator. With all respect, pal, he really fucking isn't. I tell you now, ask any United fan which manager they would rather had, and every single one of them, I would say, that has any sense, would say Jurgen Klopp. Better win percentage, more trophies, 100%. Can't argue with it. You won the Carling Cup and you won the Europa League, no doubt about it. And you look at Mourinho, and his record as a manager speaks for itself. You can't argue against his record. He's won Champions League, he's won league titles wherever he's been, he's won back-to-back Premier League titles as a manager. But at the same time, he's not doing it these days. He's not doing it. Well, he wasn't doing it at Manchester United. How could you believe Mourinho's better than Klopp? I mean, he's just after getting fired from Manchester United because they're in 6th place and they haven't qualified. Well, they won't qualify this year for the Champions League, which will make it 3 out of the last 4 or 5 years they haven't qualified. How on God's green earth could you think Mourinho is a better manager at this moment in time, going on where we are right now, than Jurgen Klopp? That is absolute madness, pal. Would like to see Solanke given some games, said Red Grizz. Possibly, but not for me, pal. Not for me. I'd like to see him go on loan. It's too early to write him off. Far too early to write him off. He's got a big future in the game, I think, but it's a tough one for us because if he plays for Liverpool and he doesn't hit the ground running, then fans are going to be on his back, and fans are going to be saying it's time to write off his season, it's time to write him off as a player. So I'd rather see him go out on loan, but go on loan to a Premier League club. There's no point loaning him to Rangers. I don't think that's going to do any good for him. But I'm glad to see you've got faith in the player, mate. I'm always happy to see players supporting their own squad. Did I say players? I mean fans. Excuse me, I'm away with the fairies today. What else have we got? 100% need to buy some sort of creative midfielder in January. Would really like Pulisic. The kid's potential is unreal. Ryan, mate, you don't need to convince me of Christian Pulisic. I am the founder member of the Anfield Agenda Christian Pulisic fan club. And watch now if he signs for Chelsea. My poor little heart will be broke. Might not last the whole stream, Craig. Had 11 seizures today. Fucking hell, Stephen. Mate, you should be taking a rest. Don't worry about the stream, pal. You go look after yourself and get a rest. 11 seizures. Mate, I'm thinking of you. I don't know what to say, pal. Just go and get some rest and look after yourself. I sent over something from Anfield Agenda, mate, to your link earlier on, to your dry January. So we sent over a little something just on behalf of us to say well done and to support what you're doing. I meant Shaqiri, but the iPad auto corrected. No worries, pal. No worries. We'll now play Fergie football with Ole Gunnar. Of course you will, mate. Good man. Ole Gunnar, the Cardiff legend. Sorry, I have to just take a moment to laugh at that. Oh God. A super sub for your club has come back after failing as a manager in England and going back to Norway, and you think all of a sudden you're going to turn into Alex Ferguson's Manchester United overnight. Best of luck. Best of luck. Hit the motherfucking like button, said Stephen. Absolutely, guys, please do. And look, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, then please do hit the subscribe button. We've got lots of content coming up for you over January and around Christmas. We've got tonight's stream. Of course, we stream every night at about 10:15. We've also got a watch along for the game on Friday against Wolves. And we'll be doing watch-alongs of every single game over Christmas. So please do come and join us for them. All 100% free. All the content always is. And don't forget to drop a like on the stream as well, please. Right, what have we got here? Icardi. I think you said iCard, but see, I'm trying to figure it out now because a lot of people are getting done with autocorrect. Icardi would be amazing. He is criminally underrated. He is a deadly goal scorer. Sam, I would love to agree with you because I like Icardi, but the only reason I'm not going to is because I think he might go to Chelsea. That's the only reason. If he wasn't linked to Chelsea, I would be all over this because I think he's a very good footballer, and I think that his type of attitude would really suit Liverpool as well. But the rumours that I'm seeing lately are all linking him to London, mate. So I'll give it a little bit of a wide berth just for that reason. But I'm not disagreeing with you on his quality because he's very good. Brewster might be given a chance soon when he's fit. Oh, there's no might be, mate. He is 100% going to get a chance. When Ryan Brewster was available, when he was turning 18, he had to sign his first professional contract. There was clubs from all around the world trying to sign that kid. He had interest in Germany. He was almost guaranteed a starting place in these teams. So for him to stay at Liverpool and choose to work with Jurgen Klopp, you can be sure that the manager would have sat down with him and would have had a conversation around the pathway through to the first team. And he won't say to him, he won't guarantee him he's going to get a game. He won't guarantee him that he's suddenly going to be our new number 10 or a new number 11 or whatever number he might be given. Obviously he won't be 10 or 11, but you know where I'm coming from with this. That kid is amazing. That's putting pressure on him, but he is. Ryan Brewster is going to be shit hot, and he's absolutely going to get a chance when he's fit. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do. Martin Reed said, "What's up, Craig? How's your night?" It's not too bad, thank you, Martin, and I hope yours as well. Looking forward to Christmas now. It's 6 days away or something like that. It's really creeping up on us. Probably not going to do a stream on Christmas night though, to be fair. Don't know about Christmas Eve. Possibly, maybe a little bit earlier. Might come on do one earlier, but don't think I'll be on Christmas night, even though it's the most boring night of the whole Christmas period, if you ask me, because there's no football on. I don't drink, so I know a lot of people meet up with family and have dinner and get drunk and stuff like that, but I don't drink, so for me, we'll go up to the in-laws, we'll have our Christmas dinner, we will do the family thing, which is always lovely. Getting the kids to see the grandparents is brilliant. I love going up there. My wife's family are really nice people. But after that, I just come home and it's fucking boring. So maybe I'll come on. I don't know. I'll probably be sitting here on my own. I mean, who the fuck is going to come and join me on a stream on Christmas night? Nobody is that sad. Only me that could be that sad. Right, where are we? The Discord link didn't go in there, Patbot. I think it just said Discord link for Anfield Agenda chat. Right, some more comments. You guys, the comments are coming in thick and fast tonight, thank you. And we've already picked up, I think, 7 or 8 subscribers since the stream started as well, so thank you for that one. Best signing would be Lars. Is the best. What you talking about there, Lars? I don't think he'd be sitting on the bench that much. Klopp would rotate the keepers. Craig, think Aston Villa would be a good loan move for Solanke. Tammy Abraham is doing really well at Aston Villa, so would he get enough game time? That would be my only worry. There's Stephen's link again to the cancer research if anybody wants to help out. Fekir should be Klopp's number 1. Seemed to be in the summer, pal. He seemed to be, Jack. And thank you, Jack, for your comment. He seemed to be the one that we all thought was coming in. I mean, how close could that deal have come? He was in a Liverpool shirt. We may never know why that deal didn't happen. We all have our own thoughts around it. Some people think that it was because of his knee. Some people think we tried to renegotiate the fee. And, we just don't know. We need a world-class keeper as backup to Alisson, said W. Leon. I disagree, mate. But I completely respect where you're coming from. And I know that I should be saying yes. We do need a really good keeper to back up Alisson and to give him competition. And normally I would say yes. But the reason I'm saying no is I'm getting fed up of Liverpool bringing through keepers through the youth system and them not getting a chance to progress. Wilson, or was it Danny fucking Ward? Sorry, not Wilson. Danny Ward, now off at Leicester, didn't get a chance. I would rather have him sitting on the bench this year than Mignolet personally. And for me now, With Creevy and Kelleher there, Grabara, I mean, what's the point in having them? If we don't believe in them, then just move them on. So I would rather see Mignolet moved on and Creevy and Kelleher get a chance to back up the keeper. Maybe bring in somebody as a third keeper with some. Well, you're talking about somebody who's probably fucking 39 or 40 at that point, but that's just my way of thinking. I have great faith in the young players coming through and the people that are at our team. And if you remember in the summer when Creevy and Kelleher played, he didn't do too badly at all. How about wearing the onesie the game after we beat Manchester City? Yeah, maybe, Matt. I don't know. I have no problem looking like a fucking idiot. I mean, you guys should know that about me by now. I don't get embarrassed or anything like that. So, what's the Discord link mean? Asks Martin Reed. The Discord link, Martin, is for a chat group basically. So when we're not online, Discord is, and I'm new to this as well, buddy. So bear with me while I try and explain it. Discord is like WhatsApp, maybe, I suppose is the best way of trying to explain it. So you can get an app or you can just go on the site and you click in there. And when we're not online or we're not streaming, lots of our subscribers are in there chatting with each other about Liverpool and various other things. So one of the guys, I think it was the Revanite, was it? Am I right about this one? I think it was the Revanite that set up the Discord group. And we thank him for that one. And it's a great group of lads. So if you want to click on that link, that will take you through it. And I'd suggest downloading the app if you're using your phone because it's really handy. Dembele will stay at Barcelona. Messi has a lot of faith in him, performing well recently. I think you're probably right. Is it Mashrur? Again, excuse me, buddy, if I mispronounce your name. Can I call you Mash? Is that okay? If it's not, just let me know. But yeah, I think you're probably right. And he was given a bit of an ultimatum there. Some of the senior players, I believe, sat down with him and said, look, pal, time to pull up your socks. You're here. There's no doubt Dembele has the talent to be a success at Barcelona. If anything, Malcolm is the player who really isn't working out there and somebody they're probably looking to move on. But they're kind of caught in a catch-22 because if he works out at Barcelona, brilliant, then there's no problems there from it all. But if he continues to show the petulance that he has so far and miss training or be late for training and throw the strops that he seems to be throwing, then they're going to struggle to move him on, particularly for the money they'd want for him because they paid a shit ton of money for that kid. And nobody's going to turn around and give them 140 million quid from now because he hasn't proved that he's worth it. So it's a really sticky situation for Barcelona. It's a really sticky situation for Dembele. But there's no doubting that if he knuckles down, puts his head down, he can be a tremendous footballer and could do very, very well at Barcelona. Klopp is the best man for the job. Damn right he is. Klopp's the best man for everything. United sacked the so-called special one, now got the relegated one. Oh my fucking god. Long may this continue. Yeah, look, it's tough to talk about United. As I said, we've fucking spoken about them more in the past week than I think I've ever done in my life. But they just must know that they can't get the manager that they want until the end of the season. So they've no choice really. If they have somebody in mind and somebody who they think they can get their hands on, but they know they can't get them until the season's over, then they kind of had to bring somebody in. And it's already been said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go back to mould in May, I think it is. So it is just a temporary fix. But hopefully it doesn't fix anything. Let's just wait and see. There was a lovely little 12 minutes released by Liverpool actually around the Manchester United game. I can't remember what it's called. They sent Connor the link to it. I'm trying to think of what it's called, so bear with me. I'm just going to go back to my little chat with Connor. Okay, I've clicked on my phone. If you're on Liverpool, just search Inside Anfield. That's what it was called. And it was a good 12 minutes around the Manchester United game. So it showed the build-up. It showed some behind-the-scenes footage. It showed Klopp and Mourinho chatting. It showed Klopp being interviewed. It showed the dressing room. And a few other bits and pieces that I found really, really interesting. So later on, if you've got nothing to do or you're bored, have a little Google and search Inside Liverpool. It was really, really good. Really good to see, and you get to see a few little bits. Maybe this is there all the time, I don't know, maybe I'm just new to this. But that particular one was about 12 minutes long and I found it really interesting. Dude, I have full respect for Mourinho, and he didn't succeed at United because he couldn't adapt to this new style of football. So yes, I would take Klopp, but only so I didn't die of boredom. Look, as Jurgen Klopp said himself, you cannot argue with Jose Mourinho's track record. He has gone in and he's won trophies absolutely everywhere he's been. And I don't know if football has moved past Jose Mourinho and if he can't adjust to work. I don't know. I've never had him as a manager. I've never had to watch a team progress or not progress under Jose Mourinho. So it's not really fair for me to say, but it did work out at Manchester United. He got the backing. We can talk about the centre back he didn't get, but at the end of the day, he spent a load of money. He won them a couple of trophies. Nobody can take those away from him. But at the same time, you look at the Europa League and it was basically a failure trophy. It was a failure to get into the Champions League. They qualified for the Europa League. They won it, fair play to them, and they got into the Champions League the next year. Other than that, what did he do? He hasn't really progressed any of the kids. He hasn't brought the club back from where they were. They're still in and around that 5th or 6th place mark that he was when they took over. His win percentage, I think, is 1 or 2% better than Van Gaal and David Moyes, if even. Hasn't brought through any kids. I don't know. I just fail to see what benefit he has been to Manchester United at all. And it's great to say it. It's fucking great to say it. Maybe add a Liverbird as a background to the logo. You've got to be careful about that one. That's the only thing Osred. That was our initial reaction, was to go, oh, let's lash a Liverbird on there. But Liverpool FC have copyrighted specific Liverbirds, and I know they've done something in conjunction with the city of Liverpool, because of course the Liverbird is synonymous with the city as well. But Liverpool do own copyrights to, I think, 3 different variations of the Liverbird. So we don't want to break copyright and be using it. And I know a lot of other people use the Liverbird, a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, but we're just trying to do everything legitimate, even though we got done for copyright the other day for something that we didn't do. I don't think he should be sitting on the bench that much. The Discord link, let's go through. United struggling to get a manager, hence resorting to past players. I meant he uses width and attacking football similar to Fergie. Ole Gunnar obviously is not even close to his stature. None of us know what he does really, to be honest, mate. He's done okay at Mould. He did shit with Cardiff, so if he brings attacking football to United, so be it. I mean, they need something, because I don't know what the fuck they're doing under Mourinho. They just turn into a long ball team at times. And yes, the philosophy of Manchester United was always to attack. It was always to dominate teams at home, and it was always to keep going till the end. And maybe he will bring that attitude back. Let's just wait and see what happens. Insigne sucks, said Nelson. That's a bit harsh, pal. He's not that bad. He's a little inconsistent, but to say he sucks, I think is too hard. If anything happened to Alisson, then we're back to square one with a lack of quality in the keeper position. Yeah, but I don't know what to say. You're not going to get a fucking top level goalkeeper in to sit on the bench. It's very, very rare that somebody, let's just say, let's pick out somebody who's a top level keeper here. Handanovic as a backup is probably realistic, maybe, but he doesn't want to sit on the bench. If you're bringing a keeper who's getting towards the end of his career, who's experienced, he won't want to sit on the bench because his career is playing down. It's tough to get the person you're thinking about in, and I'm trying to think of other clubs. Ter Stegen at Barcelona, they rotated a little bit. Hasn't really worked out too well for them. And I can't think of any other club who really have 2 top level goalkeepers. Real Madrid, is Navas still at Real Madrid? I haven't watched Real Madrid much this season, and when I have, Courtois has been playing in goal. Anyone else think Martin O'Neill would have been a better short-term fix for United? No. Not having watched what he's done with the Irish team, mate, and the boring shite that we've had to sit through. And you sound like you're Irish, mate, by your name, so you probably absolutely know what I'm talking about. The Martin O'Neill tenure for the Republic of Ireland was so hard to watch. I'd rather see us buy a striker to back up Bobby and go for a centre back. What's this one? What about Rabito? Who are you talking about there? Again, I think that's an autocorrect. That's after coming back and biting you in the ass. Who was he talking about there? Oh, Rabiot. You're trying to talk about Rabiot. Sorry. He looks like he's gone to Barcelona. If you read yesterday, or if you were on yesterday, a couple of people were putting links in to show that it seems like the deal to Barcelona has been tied up for him. Do you think United sacked their manager due to their devastating loss against the Reds? No, Martin. I think it was because it was the last, or maybe it was the straw that broke the camel's back. But there's been a lot of failure around that manager at Manchester United, and more importantly, there's just the bad feeling around the club. He wasn't getting the best out of his players, and the fans were on his back, and the people weren't enjoying going to games anymore, and all of that festers into the manager just having to go. How did I say festers in? Like, that's even a fucking phrase. Like, it just festers in. I mean, you know all the festering when it just festers in? Sometimes I really do talk a load of shite on here. Inside Anfield do vids from every game. Thank you, Patbot. Now that I know, now that I've come out of the dark ages and into the light, I'll be watching them more and more because it was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. Win percentage is as good as Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, mate, but you're talking about Sir Alex Ferguson there at Manchester United over 20 years, not 3 years. And he started off a little bit slowly as well. He was very close to being sacked actually at one point. I think it was an FA Cup game that saved him. Merry Christmas, Craig. I know it's a bit too early, but I won't be in your streams till after Christmas. Me and the family are really busy, but I'll be in the stream tonight. Thank you, Luke. And Merry Christmas to you and your family as well, pal. I hope you've got a wonderful Christmas period. Does anybody else feel weird saying Merry Christmas? It's strange, isn't it? Nike is sick. Said Mossy Wassy, but he means sick as in like shit, not as in like cool dude. Pulisic or Fekir for me, said Jonathan King. I would hate Adidas. It's not that I hate their clothes. They're okay, but nothing special. The only thing that really stops me going full out on a love in for Adidas and Liverpool, and see, I've done it again just to annoy Connor there, I've switched from Adidas to Adidas, is they had a sly little dig at us when they stopped making our shirts. They said that we weren't basically worth the money that we were valuing ourselves at, and that what had we done to basically justify the type of money that Liverpool were looking for the manufacturing of their shirts. And ever since we've left them, our club has just gone up and up and up and up, and now I'd say they would only be too happy to make our shirts again. I think on Friday Firmino should get last year's role, said Easy Liverpool LFC. United played Feyenoord, Zorya, Fenerbahce, Senetien, Rostov, Anderlecht, Celta Vigo and Ajax. That's a pretty fucking handy Europa League run. Whereas you think about it, we had United, Villarreal, Borussia Dortmund obviously, Sevilla in the final. I can't even remember who was in our group stage. I think we would have money to spend if somebody becomes available that we really want, said Steve Lyons. And I agree, mate. There's absolutely money available for the manager. Thank you guys for posting the Discord link as well. Much appreciated. Insigne hasn't been saying anything, Finn. What happened was there was a flurry of bets went on Paddy Power and the odds dropped. And because of that, loads of newspapers jumped on it and started saying, oh, Fabinho and Fabinho mad. Insigne linked to Liverpool. The odds have been tumbling on him, £58 million. He's got 4 years left on his contract, yada, yada, yada. I don't believe it for 1 second. Get Dudek in for a penalty coach. That's a bit much, isn't it? Getting a penalty coach in. How many penalty shootouts do we have a year? Is Insigne or Fekir thinking about coming to us? The Insigne thing, honestly, is a BMBM. I don't think we're going to see Insigne come to Liverpool at all. Fekir though, I just can't rule that one out. My head says no, Craig, it ain't happening. But you just never know. It's gone very, very quiet though on the Fekir front, but that could be a good thing. Anthony Peters said a telling clip on that Inside Anfield video shows Klopp sprinting to his dressing room at half time whilst Maureen was strolling down with negative body language. Yep, I thought the very same thing, mate, when I seen that clip. Exactly as you did there. What about Asensio? I don't know. Aditya, if you ask me would I take him, then of course, 100%. I think he's a fantastic footballer, but it's not somebody I've seen genuinely linked to us. Last night I'm on before Christmas, so Merry Christmas and hope you and your family have an excellent Christmas. Thank you, Carrie, and same to you and yours, and thank you for your support of the channel, and thank you for your subscription, and thank you for everything, like all of you in there. And I hope all of you have a wonderful Christmas, and I hope all your families have a wonderful Christmas. And if you're travelling, be safe, and if anybody's coming home for Christmas, then Of course, I hope they travel safely and get there safely. But it's a lovely time of year. I love Christmas. I used to hate it, but now when I've got kids and stuff, I love Christmas. I love seeing people happy. I love seeing people reunited with their loved ones. I love seeing people getting presents. But most of all, I enjoy giving things. I enjoy buying presents and giving them to people because I'm a fussy fucker to buy for. So I always tell people not to really buy for me because I'm just an asshole when it comes to picking out presents. Under Armour is a great brand, said Mossy Wassy. Certainly is. That not that I'm looking for sponsorship, Under Armour, if you're watching, but I wouldn't say no. How are you feeling about the Bayern draw? I predicted it, Jonathan, if you believe that. How am I feeling about it though? We could have got an easier draw. There's no two ways about that, but I think it's going to be two very, very good games. But I think we'll go through. Yeah, I think we'll go through, pal. What about you? Love to know your thoughts on it. Max Rohr said, I'm a Barcelona fan and I never want Liverpool in the Champions League. Our defence this season is terrible. Thank you for your honesty. I'd love to play Barcelona, mate. And not because I think we're better than Barcelona or anything like that, just because it will be a brilliant game. I mean, look at this. Like, imagine Messi, Suarez, Coutinho, Dembele against Salah, Firmino, Mane, who else would I put in that? Keita, perhaps. It'll be amazing. It'll be two amazing games of football. And I've much, much more time and fondness for Barcelona. As I've said before, I've supported Barcelona as long as I've supported Liverpool, but I wouldn't pay Liverpool in my club. I mean, I'm a casual Barcelona fan, but they were the first club I ever followed really as a kid, probably just because of where I was on holidays and stuff, and I was around a lot of Barcelona shirts. But I always have a soft spot for Barcelona, even when they fuck us over and come in and try and nick our best players. Is there going to be a new kit sponsor or staying with New Balance? It's not a sponsor, buddy. People keep getting that one mixed up. It's a manufacturer, but I know where you're coming from. And apologies if that sounded really fucking domineering. It wasn't my intention. I don't know, Mohammed, is the honest answer. People are suggesting that there is, but all I know is there's at least one more year with New Balance. But a lot of people are saying that Nike is going to be our new kit manufacturer. Somebody said earlier on that Redmen TV said something about it, and I don't know if that's correct or not, so I'm not putting words in their mouth. Hi Craig, just seen Lovren has come out and said we could be the next Invincibles. Good God. Fuck's sake, XE. I'd seen a journalist say something earlier on that said Lovren is gonna has said something that you're all gonna like later on or something. He just needs to shut the fuck up. Honestly, I love Degsy Lovren, but he does come out with some stupid stuff in press conferences and to journalists. I mean, don't put the pressure on, pal. Just say we'll take it one game at a time. We'll see how we are after Christmas. I believe in this team. Blah blah blah. Just we could be the next Invincibles. Just a silly thing to say. Love Under Armour. Good night, Craig. I'm knackered. Speak tomorrow. Stephen, mate, take care of yourself, and of course your good lady Louise as well. Pass on our best to her. Who are the four players on the screen? Pulisic, Fekir, Insigne and Dembele. Who was the jersey manufacturer in the 80s candies? It was Adidas. And before that it was Umbro. Before that, when you were like Hitachi and stuff like that, it was Umbro. Craig, do you think if we wanted Insigne, do you think he'd be happy to move to a much bigger club in the Premier League? Tony, somebody nailed it earlier on. He's a Napoli boy through and through. So for him to move, it would have to be, I think, to one of the biggest clubs in Europe, and it would have to be for a serious wedge. But I don't think it's going to happen. Over 200 watching. Wow, that's brilliant. So thank you to everyone that's watching. That's really, really nice to know that there's that many people watching tonight. We used to only have about 40 or 50 people watching our streams at any one time. So excellent. And if you are watching, guys, and you haven't yet hit the subscribe button, please do so. We've just ticked over 6,000 subscribers a few days ago, and now we're up to 6,118. So the more the merrier. Please do hit that button. All the content is free. It always will be. I have a few more things I wanted to chat about, guys, and of course if you guys have anything, whack it in there and we'll have a chat about it. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through my notes on my phone. Done the Hoover thing. Fabinho has had a little bit of a chat to the club website as well. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. It's on liverpoolfc.com, so if you want to go and have a search of it yourself, please do and have a read. But he was speaking about having finally settled into the city and how he feels at home now in both the club and the city of Liverpool. He was talking about getting used to playing in the Premier League, and he said the intensity is different from what I'm used to, but I've gotten into the rhythm of the team and got used to the style of play. The role that the manager asks of me is what I'm used to, so there's no problems in adapting to that. Obviously in the first games I didn't have that automatic understanding with the rest of the team, so I had to work a bit harder to understand other players' runs, but I can do this faster now. So as I said, there's a really good little interesting read if you want to go have a look at that on liverpoolfc.com. But for me, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that he's talking positive. It's a good sign that he settled into the city. We've seen lots of nonsense recently around Fabinho saying that he wants to go to PSG or he wants to get out of the city and he's not happy here. And we've seen his wife Rebecca Tavares come out and not like rubbish all of that stuff and say it's complete bollocks. So great to see. I love Fabinho. We call him on here the Brazilian octopus because he just seems like he has legs forever that just go around players and just swarm them and win the ball back and put in some great tackles, and we absolutely love the guy. It's going to be a good game to see what Liverpool are capable of. Is that about Bayern Munich? Because yeah, they're going to be class. How's everybody feeling about Friday, by the way? Firstly, do you like Friday night football? I put this up on Twitter and I think it was kind of 50-50 whether people liked it or not. And how are you feeling about playing Wolves? Because the feeling seems to be nervous because of the results Wolves have pulled out at home already this season. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident we're going to win this and win it quite easily. And people talk about people talk about me talking about rotation and stuff like that. Well, look at it this way. Wolves are also going into a really busy festive period. And like us, they're going to have a shit ton of games. So they might look at the Liverpool game and say, well, we probably won't get anything out of that. We might do, and if we do, it's a bonus. But we probably won't. So they may well make a few changes and try and save some legs for the busy Christmas period as well. We don't know. Colin said, let's hit 100 likes. Please do. We've hit them on the... we've 19 more to go to 100, said Mossy. So there you go. Hopefully we'll hit 100 likes on the stream. Why are we being linked with Rabiot? We don't need another midfielder. Joel, I think it's because he's on a free, mate. And if you remember when we played... Who was it last year? It was Roma, I think, in the Champions League semi-final. There was an image of Rabiot's Instagram account where he had a picture of Anfield and loads of love hearts around it. So I think people are kind of looking at that, thinking that he has a fondness for Liverpool, which I think he's spoken about before as well. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Why is Bassett 12 moaning? What's he moaning about? Wait till he catches up with the chat. Yeah, if I've missed your comment, mate, I apologise. I will catch up, but I'm a few minutes behind on the chat, but it's impossible to keep up with it. If I read out every single comment, I would never get through anything else. So I try and get through as many as I can, and if I miss your comment, I sincerely don't do it on purpose. Prediction for the game against Wolves from Martin Reed, 3-0. I hope that's to the Reds. I love that Brazilian octopus, Craig. That made us smile. That's what he's like though, isn't it? He is like a Brazilian octopus. Fabinho, Firmino and Alisson are best buddies and all happy, said Yasser. I think Fabinho is going to be a great player for us. He has it all, I reckon, said Steve Lyons. Fabinho is legs 11, said Kev. Fabinho is better than your dad, said LFC_5. And he defo doesn't sell Avon either. Definitely, I've got that from a good source. Fabinho definitely doesn't sell Avon. Craig, the United stand has gained 7,000 subs since you were on Mark's channel. It's crazy that channels that big can gain so many subs so quickly. It was great for you to be on there. It was very nice of Mark to invite me on. And of course Mark came on here as well then and fronted up. Fair play to him. I mean, it must have been tough to come on after getting beaten, but he did. And we appreciate it. And I was chatting to Mark yesterday. And it looks like we might do something similar again for the game at Old Trafford. So I should probably be popping back on for another chat with Mark, and he should be coming back on here. So it's good to reach out and do these little things with other channels because it helps out everybody, and it's always good to touch base with new people. I prefer Sunday football. Yeah, Sunday football's good, but I don't like the early kickoffs. I like the 4 p.m.s on the Sunday. And we've got Saturday nights as well now to come, which is interesting. Liverpool versus Wolves on Friday night football. How do you feel about it, guys? Do we like it? Do we like Friday night football? 8 p.m. kickoff. Definitely a chance for people to get a few drinks in beforehand and, of course, go out on the piss afterwards as well, which is good. Would you take Rabiot on a free? I would just pay the wages to have good backup. I like the player personally. It would depend on how much his wages are. Yeah, you don't want to destabilise the club by having him in on massive, massive wages. I'd rather the club paid him, if they were to bring him in, paid him some money up front. Beware that Goldbridge scumbag and stay away from him. Sickening to hear their manure grievances. We, Liverpool, got to fully focus on our games and play to our strengths. Believe again. I don't know what to say to you there, Sean. Everybody knows that I used to dislike what Goldbridge did. I know I didn't hide away from it, and I said it to him as well when we spoke, when we first touched base with each other. But having got to know him, I can honestly say he's a really nice fella. He's helped me out behind the scenes. He's given us some advice. He was very nice when I was on his channel. He was very courteous and very friendly. He was very nice when he came on here. And whatever your own views are on somebody, I can't change them, and I'm not going to try to. But I've put my hands up and I've said, look, I've been wrong before. I'll probably be wrong on people again. But yeah, he's been very nice. So I can only judge people on how I find them, and he was very nice, as I keep saying. So yeah, and I know he's chopped and changed. I remember a few years ago he was very, very, very anti-Liverpool. I mean, ridiculously anti-Liverpool. But I think he said himself that he's learned that, you know, you don't have to be that vindictive or that harsh towards opposition fans, and everybody doesn't have to be an enemy. I can't tell you how to view him, mate, but I've put my hands up and say that my impression of him was wrong, and having got to know him a little bit, he seems like a really, really nice lad. But he's still a United fan at the end of the day. I mean, we have always got that against them. Chance to go 4 points clear and pile more pressure on Shitty, said Yassar. If we win this game on Friday, we're top for Christmas, which is always a nice little stat to have. It's my mum's birthday on Friday, said Steve. Well, happy birthday to your mum, mate. I hope you look after her. I hope you spoil her rotten, and I hope she has a wonderful day. You gotta look after your mum, man. Your mum, there's nothing better than mums in this world. So look after her. We have a strong bench. It'll be the difference at Wolves, said Yasser. Why did Bassett get timed out for asking about shirts? I didn't time him out, Kev, mate. I haven't got a clue who timed him out. I did see him timed out, but I don't know why he was timed out. I love the Umbro jersey with, what's this? Lazzies on the net? I'm beyond, that's gone over my head, pal. The Umbro jersey with, I don't know what you're trying to say, pal. I've done that one already. My birthday was last weekend. Hope you've had a good day. Well, happy birthday, Luke. Lots of birthdays around this time of the year, which is brilliant. What's it like for presents though? If you've got a birthday near Christmas, is it not a bit shitty with presents? Do people, relations and stuff, do they try and pawn you off at one present and just say, now that's your birthday present and your Christmas present? Because that doesn't wash, let's be honest. I mean, you got to tell them to fuck off if they try and pull that shit. Lucas's birthday, my son, he's in January, but he's near the end of January, so he kind of gets away with that. Hopefully we can be unbeaten until the end of the season. Of course it'll be a challenge. It will, Anthony. And let's not even talk about that because we don't want to go full on Dejan Lovren. Craig, I know you don't hate Mark, but is your opinion changed on him? I just spoke about that one, so you probably wrote that before I answered it. So guys, again, shout out if you're watching. Please do hit the subscribe button and please do hit the like button on the stream. I'd say we've probably hit the 100 now, have we, on the likes on the stream? Which is brilliant, so thank you for that one. It's always great to have new people in the channel. As you can see, we've got some really nice subscribers, some really nice group of people. There were some more stats actually, and look, go me with the stats. You guys know I'm not usually a stat person. But yeah, talking about rotation, this is something very interesting. Again, it's madness to read, but we were rotated. We were the most rotated club last year in the Premier League, from my recollection anyway. But I was reading something today, and it's according to Football 365, and you know, I want to give credit where it's due. So Football 365, Liverpool have the most outfielders to play 2,000 minutes or more for club or country this season. So just to reiterate, the most midfielders to have played 2,000 minutes or more for club and country. And there's 5 Liverpool players who have surpassed that 2,000 minutes mark. Virgil van Dijk has played 2,396, Andy Robertson 2,332, Mo Salah 2,280, Sadio Mane 2,231, and Gini Wijnaldum 2,198. So just to put this into perspective, you're kind of wondering, well, that's great, Craig, but what the fuck does that mean? No other English side in the top flight has more than 2 players that have clocked over 2,000 minutes so far. So it just kind of goes to show how reliant both our club and their national teams have been on these players. So Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane and Gini Wijnaldum have all already played well in excess of 2,000 minutes of football this season, which is a lot, considering, as it said, only 2 other top flight clubs, or only, say that again, of any other top flight English club, there's only been 2 players or more in each club that have passed 2,000 minutes, which is crazy. And I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought Jurgen Klopp has rotated enough that the players would have fresh legs. There you go. You learned something new. And what else we got? Done that. Right, some more comments, I think. I prefer Friday nights and Saturday or lunchtime or Monday night, said Steve. I fucking hate Monday night football. Excuse me for the language again. I know I'm cursing a little bit more in the last few minutes, but I really don't like Monday night football. I love watching it when it's got nothing to do with us, because it's an extra game, and look, any night with a game of football is a good thing from that point of view. But if it's your team, the weekend feels really weird. You've got to go to a Saturday and Sunday and you see everybody else, and if the results are good, it piles the pressure on your club. So yeah, I agree, and I hate the early kickoffs on a Saturday as well. Let's get the win Friday and put more pressure on City, said Colin. What else have we got? Kenny said, Kenny Spark, said, I like the idea of buying Fekir, a nice player like Keita to connect the midfield and the attack. It enables a very offensive formation. We saw that Fabinho did on Sunday. Imagine that all the time. Exactly what you've said there, mate. We do need that player to be the link between the midfield and the attack. And not only that, sometimes we just need a bit of magic, whether it be a little dink over the top or a ball around the back or just someone to blam one in from 30 yards. My birthday is a day before the Bayern game, said Red Tick Gaming. So there you go. Are you going to go to the game, pal, or do nothing special around it? Sorry guys, just have to have a quick drink. I'm just back from meeting Jamie Carragher in Edinburgh. Nice one, Douglas. Was it at a 5 times event or something like that? Because I've been to a few of them myself and they're really good. But class. Hopefully you got a picture, mate, and you got something signed by him as well. And if it was one of the ones where he is doing a bit of a talk, he does have some really good stories. So I'm sure he had a great night. And thank you for coming on and joining us straight afterwards. That means a lot. I love hearing when people have good days and stuff. So well done. I hope you had a great one. Fekir hasn't and won't be signing a contract at Lyon. He still wants a Liverpool move. Looking at his price being driven down to 30 to 35 million. Pulisic will be at Liverpool in July. The move was started last December or January, said Welsh Red. Both things we've said there make sense. The price for Fekir will be moving down as his contract draws to a close. Pulisic the same. He's got 18 months or so left on his deal, so they're going to want to move him on if he doesn't sign a new one. I've always felt that Pulisic will end up at Liverpool. I've never had any proof or anything, but I've always felt he will. Manitor, see you, mate. Hope you lose against Wolves. Well, you know, I expect that. I hope you lose as well, if that makes you feel any better. But look, thank you for joining us, pal. Chat to you soon. How are you, bro? Said Amir. I'm very good, thank you, sir. How are you? Forest were absolute giants in their day, as were Wolves. Of course, Forest, first English club to win the European Cup. I say English because Celtic were the first British club to win the European Cup. United earned 130 million by sacking Mourinho. I think you're talking about the stock price, because I think it went up, was it 5% or something like that, Adidas, when they sacked Mourinho? Yes, they did. The value of the club went up by 130 million, as you said. I wish I could go, but ticket must be difficult to get. Yes, it is. Myself and Connor are kind of humming and hawing around whether we go over to Munich for the away leg. And look, we don't expect to get a ticket, but we were thinking of just going over perhaps and taking in the city and seeing what it's like, because I've never done an away. Never. In all my times going to Liverpool and watching games, I've never been able to do an away. Been to Istanbul and been to Athens, of course, don't get me wrong, but I've never done an actual European away or a league away or anything like that. It was a meet and greet, nice one. They're always really good. Some people don't agree with paying for them, rat and mate, but do you know what? I think they're good. They're a good night out. Yeah, they might be a little bit dear. Sometimes they're 40 or 50 quid, but at the end of the day, you get a show, you get to meet the guy, you get a picture taken, and for me, it's worth it. What's this? Is it the Maharani's closet? Said Pulisic signing is very exciting. The kit sales and marketing income from the USA's hottest talent will pay for a new signing in every window. Look, there's no denying that. We spoke about this before. If Christian Pulisic signed for Liverpool, then it would be massive from a marketing standpoint, and no better boyos to cash in on that than FSG, because they have their finger on the pulse when it comes to American sports as well. So yeah, it would be like printing money as well for the club if they did bring him in. But at the end of the day, us as fans, all we care about is if he would improve the starting 11 or the squad. And some people disagree. Some people don't think he's as good as I do, but I'd love to see him at the club. Just watch Arsenal's worst game of the season. Hopefully you can cheer me up, said Olivier Giroud. Weird one, that. Still like Giroud? Even though you're... Well, no, you couldn't still like him if you're an Arsenal fan, could you? Now he's at Chelsea. I watched the game. Arsenal should have scored a couple in the first half. And yeah, there was a great goal from Dele Alli, in all fairness. Kane's ball through to him was lovely, and it was a lovely finish. First goal, a little bit lucky with the offside trap, I suppose. Son took it well. And look, yeah, it was unlucky for them to lose to Spurs as well, which is shitty. You don't want to lose to Spurs when you're an Arsenal fan, particularly at home, and to knock you over a cup. But you know, they're still doing well in the league. Yes, the unbeaten run is out the window, but you never know, pal. I mean, I think Emery's done very, very well since he's come into Arsenal. Super chat in from Kev as well, thank you. Our first one of the night. Anfield Agenda, give us a follow on Instagram, said Kev. There you go, it's at Anfield Agenda. And pal, don't be using your super chats for stuff like that. If you're going to use a super chat, at least put your something you want to chat about in. But thank you for that one, Kev. And if you are there, look, it's there on the screen as well. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter. It's really straightforward. It's just at Anfield Agenda. Was it Manchester United who was the first English club to win the European Cup? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was definitely Nottingham Forest under Brian Clough. And Celtic did it before. The Lisbon Lions did it in, I can't remember what year it was actually. The Allianz Arena is a nice stadium to go to, Klopp says. It'll be fun, a good week out. They share that stadium with who's the other club that they share that stadium with? They're no longer in the Bundesliga. I think they got relegated. Well, I think they share the stadium, don't they? I'm sure they do. Is it 1860 Munich? Is that the other team that they share it with? And they change the colour of the stadium depending on which is the home team. Pulisic is going to Chelsea now, said Niall. I wouldn't take that as gospel, Niall. A couple of people have been running with it, and a couple of people have been running with him going to Liverpool as well. But look, I can definitely say that they are interested, but whether he's going there or not, I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff saying Icardi is going to go there as well. Dembele would be better than Pulisic, said James Doherty. Yeah, but we're not going to pay 140 million for Dembele, mate. Please Pulisic and Shaqiri as a super sub. If we sign Insigne, it will be hard for me to spot him. You know what I mean? He's not coming. There's no way we're signing Lorenzo Insigne. Whoever came up with that rumour is, I think, clutching at straws. And it all stemmed from Paddy Power, because the odds were slashed because there was a flurry of betting on him. So I wouldn't believe it personally. Right, what have we got? Maybe 10 more minutes left, guys, on tonight's stream, because my voice is starting to go and my eyes are starting to strain here from looking at the screen. If you're watching, guys, please do hit that subscribe button. Can we hit 1:30 before the stream is over, which is 5 more to go? So if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please do click on that button, and of course drop a like on the stream. Hey man, how's it going? I'm very well, thank you. QT Mods, how are you? 1860, thank you, Kenny. I knew it was 1860 Munich, I just couldn't remember for a second. Better for us that Spurs and City are in the semis of the EFL Cup because they both play extra midweek games. Spurs don't have the squad and City have a lot of injuries. Look at that, we've jumped to 6-1-2-9. Only one away from the 6-1-30 now, thank you. Didn't somebody said earlier on, so it is what? Spurs, Chelsea in the semi-final and Manchester City against Burton Albion. I'm sure Manchester City are shitting themselves against Burton fucking Albion. But fair play to Burton Albion for getting there. I mean, credit where it's due. Craig, you forgot to add Timo Werner to that short list. Why? Time is the honest answer, Amir. I'd like to say it was something else, but it was just time. It was a bit of a rush job for me and Connor tonight to put the images together, so it was just time. I think he'll end up at Bayern Munich though, personally. The whole German connection and the fact that Lewandowski wants to get out of Munich. I've always thought Timo Werner would end up there. Wouldn't mind him with Liverpool though, he's a class footballer. It's my birthday on Friday, said it's Alex. Jesus Christ, there's birthdays everywhere. Happy birthday, Alex, mate. You said this to me yesterday, so I know you're not lying. Yeah, brilliant. I hope we get a win for you and I hope you get 3 points, but most importantly, I hope you've got a lovely day. Icardi to Chelsea is a joke. In what sense, Kenny? Why do you think it's a joke? Chelsea does not have more pull than Liverpool any longer. Everybody wants to come to Liverpool. Exactly. And I think the whole Pulisic thing makes much more sense for him to come to Liverpool. He's obviously got the history with the manager. I just think it's a better move for him. I mean, why would you want to go to Chelsea when you could come to Liverpool? And look, I know Chelsea are on the up. Sarri is going to do a very good job there. And they didn't have a great season last year, but they won the Premier League the season before that. Wolves are no easy meat. Liverpool must not underestimate them, said Sean Chow. I don't think we will underestimate them. Well, the manager certainly won't let it happen, pal. And I don't think our fans are underestimating them either. Actually, I think most of us are a little bit worried. I'm not. I'm really confident. I don't know why. I'm really confident about this one, but some fans are very worried. I think it's because of the results they had against other top 6 teams. What about Isco? Never heard anything about him coming to Liverpool, Jared, mate. He's not getting much of a look in at Real Madrid either, so I don't know what's going on there. It would have been Liverpool the first English club to win the European Cup. If it wasn't for the ref we played in Inter Milan who was bent. I think the year later the Scums won it. Everton or Man United's feeder club. Who do you think they'll sell to the Manx? What else we got? Craig, you egg, you blocked me on Twitter for proving you wrong. First of all, Ahmed, I blocked you on Twitter because you were being a smarmy, arrogant prick, just like you're being on here, pal. And just like on Twitter, I'm about to block you on here, so fuck off. No, there you go. Blocked from here as well, dickhead. So now I've blocked you on 2 places at once. Go me. And come on, egg, you're better than that. Mass, mate, sorry, I deleted your message by accident. Mate, I do apologise. I'm going to read it out now. Why the hell would we be in for Insigne? He's 27 and like 5'6". Again, apologies for deleting your message. That was an accident. I just meant to delete Ahmed the Muppets message. And for anyone wondering why I blocked him, he was being a real smug cunt to me on Twitter. And what comment did I make? I can't remember what he said. I just remember thinking to myself he was being a smug asshole, and then he replied being even more smug, and I haven't got time for people like him. As I keep saying, respect is a minimum, and come on and show it, you'll get it. Don't show respect and you'll be told to fuck off, just like you just were. What do you think about Rabiot? He's a very good player. A very good player. I think he's going to go to Barcelona if I'm being honest. I read Icardi to City, said Anthony. I haven't seen that one. I love this time of the year though. I love a good transfer rumour. Imagine coming on calling me an egg, and that's you had all day, Ahmed, all day to come up with something. So you're sitting there obviously pissed off and stewing because it's clear that it's annoyed you. You had all day and the best you could say was Craig, you egg. Come on, you're better than that. Call me Gru, Humpty Dumpty, Casper, whatever else. I mean, egg is just lazy. You're better than, well, you probably aren't actually. You probably are a bit of a sap. So who's more likely to sign? Fekir for me or Pulisic are the 2 most likely, but I would say of them, Pulisic. We need a left back that can play centre back, that's backup. Score predictions for Friday night's match. I would say 2-0 or 3-0. That's how confident I am, Mustard. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. Would love Dybala, so would I, Jared, but it's just not going to happen. Pulisic would be a fool to choose Chelsea over Liverpool, said Luke Gatt, and I agree 100%. Mourinho was so happy after his sacking. Did you see him in London today? That was hilarious. Kev just paid £2 to call me an egg. I mean, if somebody wants to pay money and call me an egg, work away, super chat the fuck out of it and call me what you want. Call me a nonce, call me an egg, call me a Bates and look-alike. Yeah, it's all good. Do you go to the game, Craig? Whenever I can, Elliot. I try to get over about 5 or 6 times a year. Last year I got over to 4 games, I think. Well, 4 trips over. And this year so far, no, not to a single one because I haven't been able to get any tickets, pal. Hopefully after Christmas I'll get over to a few. If not, maybe even to a European away or something. But yeah, I'm just tickets. That's it. Like everybody else, I'm just struggling to get tickets. Who drops out over front 3? Nobody. Vegan. I think that's the problem. We view these things sometimes as very 11 centric in that we just look at a player coming in and we think who's going to drop. It's a long season and we rotate a lot, so I think we probably just look at it as we'd 4 or 5 players that can play across them 3 positions, so I wouldn't look at it as dropping anybody. What else have we got? I think Werner would be a much better signing than Pulisic. He can score goals and would be a great left wing for us if Mane gets injured or tired. Look, Werner, mate, I like Timo Werner. I think he's an excellent player and I'd have no problems with us signing him and not Pulisic. If we don't sign Pulisic, I'm fine about it, as long as we bring in somebody else. I thought Sky were disrespectful to Jose today. Leave the man alone. And you know what, Niall? I agree. They should have just leave him be. He was in London. He was after getting the sack. Obviously he's got a family home in London. Just let the man go do his thing and get sorted out. Enjoy his Christmas with his family and see what the next chapter in his career is. If Mourinho wanted to talk to Sky, then maybe he could have sorted that one out. But yeah, I didn't like it either when they went down to London and caught him coming back from, see his little Harrods bag as well, which was funny. Love the channel, keep it up, mate. Thank you, Elliot, really kind. We've hit 6130, so thank you for that one, guys. But before we finish up, if anybody else hasn't subscribed, please do so. I am going to head off now in a minute because I'm absolutely knackered. I can barely keep my eyes open. But I will be back tomorrow at the same time, and of course we'll be doing a watch along of the game against Wolves on Friday. We'll start at about 7:30, I think, for that one. What have we got? Brian Morrissey is in. How are you, Brian? What centre half would you bring in, Craig? I wouldn't bring one in, Elliot. I think we're fine for centre halves, and I love that you call them a centre half as well. I love proper old school stuff like that. Yeah, I think when we have Connor Masterson coming through, we've got that young guy Hoover as well. I know he's only 16. We've got Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, Lovren, Matip, although injured. So I wouldn't bring anybody through at the minute. I wouldn't bring anybody in, at centre half. Craig equals Gru. Not really, Craig. Where in Dublin are you from, mate? Watching here in the Midlands, not the prison, by the way. What nights are you on? Every single night, QT Mods. We stream every night at about 10, 10:15, and then we do watch-alongs of every game as well. And in the new year, we're going to bring back our podcast, so we'll be doing a once-a-week podcast, and we'll be doing some other bits and pieces as well. We're saving up the minute to buy a new camera so we can make some documentaries and a few other little bits. But yeah, every single night, buddy. Well, we try to stream every day anyway, mostly we do. And what part of Dublin am I from? Originally I'm from Shankill, which is South Dublin, but now I live in Wexford. I live in Gorey, County Wexford. Jose looked like he was on the dole. Craig, would love to see you gather with other like-minded Liverpool fan bases to go group chat. Yeah, interesting idea, Sean, and I never rule anything out. We've been approached to do a few bits. I mean, a few betting companies approached me recently to go over to England and film a few segments for them, and I just couldn't do it at the time because I couldn't get away, family reasons and stuff. But I told them I might do it after Christmas if they need me for that one. 5 or 6-0, said Vegan Boys, nice one. Or Vegan Guys, excuse me. Up the motherfucking red, said Mossy Wassy. We're at 6133. I feel bad going and we're not on a round number. If there's 2 people that haven't yet subbed, please just hit the button so I can go off on a round number and feel a bit better about life. Kev has put in the Instagram link as well. If anybody wants to subscribe to that one, it's just Anfield Agenda, so really easy to search for. You must sleep well. I really don't, Amir. I've had 3 hours sleep in the past 48, mate. I'm absolutely knackered. Easy win on Friday. Can Fabinho play centre back? He can, and right back. Koulibaly will be a boost for Liverpool. There's no way he's coming in. Get on Redmen TV. No interest in going on Redmen TV at all, mate, to be honest. They do their thing and they do it really, really well. The by far the biggest Liverpool channel on YouTube, and I have nothing but respect for the guys at Redmen TV. But when it comes to Liverpool content, I like to do my own thing. I've no problem doing stuff with other fans, maybe small accounts like ourselves, or doing stuff with opposition fans, but I've no interest to do stuff with Redmen. Leave them to it. They make brilliant content and I wish them nothing but success, but yeah, not for me. Would you do a preview with Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV? No, I wouldn't. Just because of something that happened with Connor. It's nothing personal against Robbie. Just Connor's not really a fan of Robbie's, and we know I don't like DT, so no is the answer to that one. From Austin, Texas, watching you, buddy. Appreciate you. Ishmael, that's where I'm hoping to emigrate to, mate. Right to Austin, Texas as well. We're going to head over there next year. We've been to Orlando and Florida a couple of times looking around there. But from everything I've heard, mate, Austin is the place to be. So we're going to go over to Texas next October and have a look around and see what the job situation is, see what the living situation is, and of course see what the situation would be for my autistic son Lucas. See if we could get him the kind of care he'd need as well. But yeah, I'm really excited, Ishmael. I can't wait to get over to Texas. It's somewhere I've wanted to visit my whole life. What else we got? Just subscribe, said W. Leon. Thank you for that one, sir. Get to bed, Craig. I can't. We're still at 6133. I need those two. I'm just a weirdo like that. I like round numbers. Thanks for the info. Nice channel. Definitely sub. You're very welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. Koulibaly is overkill, which I agree with. He is absolute quality, there's no doubt in that. Breaking, I just trolled you, said Ferno. Good man, Ferno. Would you not do a preview with Troops? I rate him. No, I wouldn't. There's a couple of reasons why. I didn't like the fact that they did something with the Sun, and I know that they spoke about it as well, and I know that they tried to cover it. Well, I say cover it up. They don't have to cover it up. They tried to talk about why they did it, but nah, I lost all respect for that channel once they did that. And being honest, I don't like what Arsenal Fan TV do, or AFTV or whatever they're called. I think that they basically make their own fans look like a bunch of shithouses, and that's not something that I relate to or something that I like. You know, each to their own is what I say. I mean, they've been very successful at it, and clearly they have a lot of viewers and sponsors, and they probably make a good bit of money. Robbie has gone on and done good stuff as well. He's got a TV show on Channel 4, I think. But yeah, I don't like that type of stuff where you make your own fan base look like dickheads. I like to chat with our own fans, and I like to reach out to other Liverpool fans and try and, you know, bring people together. What they do, to me, honestly, just looks like they're taking the piss out of their own fans, and that's just my opinion. But I don't know the guys personally, so I probably have nothing to say. I shouldn't be saying that, really. Just want to thank Craig and Connor for the donation. No problem, Stephen. Happy to help, pal. Always, if we can support anybody or help out, we'll always try and do it. And you've been very good to us, Stephen. Yourself and Louise have supported us since we started, so pleasure to be able to give you a little donation, mate, for what you're doing. Right, guys, I'm gonna leave you. I'm absolutely knackered. Would love to meet you. Funny, my son's name is also Lucas. If I go over, Ishmael, happy to say hi. We met up with somebody in Orlando this year, and we've met up with people before, and we've gone on holidays and stuff. So, buddy, if we're coming over, absolutely happy to meet up. Guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you so much to everyone that subscribed tonight. It means a lot to us that the channel continues to grow. Thank you so much for giving us your time as always. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow at about 10:15. Until then, thank you. Look after your families. Love to each and every one of you. And up the motherfucking Reds.